Didn't it work this time with Luke Spencer? Your charm? Couldn't you entice him to be obedient and loyal?
I'm not one of your puppets, so don't play your little games with me.
Playing games with you, my darling, has not been one of my most profitable endeavors. We were talking about Luke Spencer.
I find that subject rather boring.
Of course you do. Since Luke Spencer apparently has all his affection to Laura Baldwin and not to you.
I want to know why you didn't show up last night. Luke? Hi. I was looking for Luke Spencer. Are you friends of his? Luke and I work together, and I just wanted to know if he was going to give me a ride to work this morning. That's all. I guess I'll just take the bus. Well, I better be going. Bye.
Yes.
Mr. Quartermain, it's Laura Baldwin.
Oh, Laura. For a moment, I thought it might... what is it, Laura?
Look, I'm sorry to bother you so early, but I'm very, very concerned about Luke.
Luke? Is he with you?
No, he's missing. He promised to come by my apartment last night after the auction, no matter what. And I fell asleep waiting for him. And then I woke up this morning and I went out to his apartment. He's not there.
Well, Laura, he's probably done another one of his disappearing acts. I wouldn't worry about it. He'll show up. You know, he always does.
But there were two very rough-looking guys standing outside in the hallway.
Did you recognize him?
No, I've never seen them before, but they were obviously waiting for him.
I see.
I'm extremely worried about Luke. I think I have a right to know what's going on.
Well, Laura, you know, I can't keep track of him every single minute. As a matter of fact, I'd like to see him myself, if you must know.
Robert Scorpio warned me last night that if Luke ever showed his face in Port Charles again, his life would be in jeopardy. Now, what did he mean, Mr. Quartermain? I want to know.
I'm sure that Scorpio was just being melodramatic.
You're not telling me the truth.
I'm sorry, Laura. I do appreciate your concern, and I will certainly relay your message to Alex. But, well, that's all I can say at the moment.
Hello?
Mother, it's Laura.
Yes, hon, what is it?
Look, I'm sorry to wake you up so early in the morning, but I have to talk to you.
Okay, wait a minute. Okay, what's the matter?
It's Luke. Something has happened to him, and I'm worried. Robert Scorpio warned me about it last night.
All right, now, when Spencer got the Ice Princess, the first thing he did was go to ground, right?
Well, you can say that again. There's not a trace of him.
Right. He knows that Cassadine has got all the exits covered. Land, sea, air, bus, car, probably pack horse for all I
Tell
know.
me something, Sonny. Why wouldn't Luke just hole up someplace and wait it out?
Because he is shrewd. He came from the school of shrewd. We've got to examine all of the possibilities, O'Reilly. All of the possibilities. He's not going to do anything obvious, like go to his girlfriend's place, for instance.
Well, why not? I mean, she would protect him. I mean, that's perfect cover for him.
Yeah, but he's in love with her, Stu. He doesn't want to bring her into all this mess, this danger.
I knew I liked
Sit
that
down.
guy. He's so romantic.
He's also a walking time bomb. Let's not forget that.
I know. Okay, where are the other hiding places?
Well, there's Bobby's
Right.
sister, or his Aunt Ruby.
Yeah, but Sonny, if he's going to protect Laura, he's also going to feel the same way about his family. He'll stay away from them. You
You're
know
right.
that.
He's not going to do anything obvious. I'd say he's going to head for the docks.
Yeah.
He knows that extremely well. He
Yeah.
could get lost down there. He could disappear.
Yeah, not if those two gorillas of Cassadines followed him.
Nah, I'd be too busy watching Alex.
Okay, Sonny, then we backtrack through Alex.
No, I think she's as much in the dark at this point as we are.
Oh.
She had a rendezvous with Luke on the docks the other night.
Yeah, but he didn't show up.
No, I think he ever intended to. I don't think he could.
You think Cassadine got to him first?
That's a 50-50 chance. Let's just say that he's setting up an elaborate scam.
Okay.
Let's say he's decided to double-cross Alex and go into business for himself. Let's say that he knows the real value of the Ice Princess.
You don't mean to tell me that that sweet, adorable, romantic little fella has turned greedy.
You really do need an eye test, don't
Oh,
you?
get off.
Let's get to him before Cassadine.
Damn thing. I told you about those hat pins.
Who is it? The lady you woke up at the crack of dawn this morning.
Mom. Come on.
It's all right. It's all right. Now, you calm down. Everything is just fine.
I'm so worried about Luke.
Well, I can't say that I really blame you a whole lot. I was a little worried myself last night when he took that sculpture and then disappeared.
He didn't take that for himself, Mother. He did it for Alex Quartermain. But something's happened to him. I know it, and I'm so worried. I'm afraid that he's in trouble, even worse trouble than last summer.
All right, now you're getting all upset and worried before you even know for sure.
Robert Scorpio told me that Luke's life could be in jeopardy because of that statue.
Because of that, that doesn't make a lot of sense, you know.
I don't know. The thing is important to some people. Everybody seems to want it.
Apparently. Maybe I could ask Tony about it. He certainly seemed to want it. He made a big pre-auction bid on it. He's got to know something about it.
Could you? Could you ask him?
Sure, of course. I will. I promise. I will do that.
Thank you. Mom,
What?
you do know that I am totally committed to Luke, don't you?
Oh, boy, do I know that.
Good. It's almost like the same kind of commitment I think that you have for Dad.
Hey, that's hitting your poor old gray-haired mother a little below the belt, don't you think, kiddo?
Well, it is true, isn't it?
I
You
don't
still
know.
love him.
I don't know. The only thing I know for absolutely sure about my life at this point is that I want to take it one day at a time.
Does that include Mr. Castle?
I can't answer that. I don't want to answer that.
I'd really be grateful if you could ask Mr. Castle about that statue.
Consider it done.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
It might help me find out what happened to Luke.
Now, you got to stop worrying about Luke. I'm not kidding you. I feel in my heart that Luke is alive and well. I believe that.
I wish I could believe that.
I tell you who I'm not too thrilled with right at this moment is Robert Scorpio.
Why?
Because he had you scared to death, telling you that Luke's life was in danger. I thought he was your friend. Why would he do something like that?
I don't know. Robert Scorpio has always been a man of mystery. He's totally involved himself in Luke's life.
Apparently. And it would seem also in yours. I'll bet you, in fact, he has involved himself a bit emotionally, and his jealousy is just showing.
Why would he be jealous?
Why not? After all, you come from an extremely long line of irresistible women.
Mother, Robert knows that Luke is the only man in my life.
You sure he knows that?
I'm positive. He's just a friend.
Terrific friend. He sure knows what to say to keep you laughing.
I'm sorry. I'm going to try to cheer up, really.
Sure you will. You'll cheer up the minute Luke's face appears in that doorway. And that will happen when Luke is good and ready. Well, I gotta get to work. Luke better show up, or I might just have to dick him.
Well, we thought we had every base covered at the auction.
Then how did Luke Spencer manage to get the Ice Princess?
Well, a bit of genius we hadn't counted on. I mean, a momentary blackout of the lighting, then he grabbed the Ice Princess in the resulting confusion. Quick dash to the dumbwaiter, down into the basement, where he escaped out a window, all done with precision.
Have you traced him yet?
He's disappeared.
Apparently Spencer is more resourceful than you gave him credit.
Well, that's my mistake, and I can assure you that it won't happen again.
There also seems to be a woman involved.
Yes, Laura Webber. She's not aware of any critical information. Luke has kept her in the dark, which is to his credit.
You have a woman under surveillance?
The value to Luke is rather limited. Look, I'm convinced he won't go near her. As long as he feels that he might bring her into any danger.
Remember this. If Luke Spencer is caught by Cassadine, the man will be tortured.
An accepted fact.
He could talk and reveal where he's hidden an object that he must by now realize has much more value than the $50,000 he was offered to obtain it.
Look, we're searching for this guy day and night. I can't do any more.
He's your target. Your only target. You understand?
Look, I'll find him. He doesn't have it. He won't have a chance to pass it on to anybody else or sell it.
If you don't, if Cassadine finds him first, then Luke Spencer must be silenced.
No, look, there are other ways.
Are you reading me, Scorpio?
Yes, I read.
There's no difficulty with the transmission. It's clear.
Quite clear. Look, I'm sure that I can deal with this situation without having to resort...
If Luke Spencer should fall into the hands of Cassadine, he's to be silenced. That is a firm order, not subject to further discussion. Out!
Look! CK8... K8.
Do this. You keep throwing me totally off balance.
I'm an ardent admirer. Even Laura never ceases to amaze me with her beauty and her charm, so much like you.
Oh, well, so my schedule will be shot. You just go right ahead. You say a few thousand more flattering things about me, and I'll try to bear up.
Well, something troubled me yesterday at the auction. Something about Laura, I mean.
Oh?
Well, she seemed to be very distressed and very defensive about the reason why Luke and her friends stole that little statue.
Yes, well, gosh, I've been a little bit sneaky with you. That's part of the reason why I thought we should have some tea this morning.
What, to talk about Laura?
Mm-hmm, yeah. Yeah, you were right. Yesterday, she was very upset, extremely.
I'm sorry if anything I can do to help.
There might be. I talked to her this morning, and she asked me if I could find out from you why that little sculpture is valuable. Is there some special value to it?
About the statue?
Yeah?
Well, I found it very unusual, rather unusual. And I do collect modern art.
Oh.
Not always knowing really for what reason I like these things, you know?
Yeah.
Mr. Castle, you have a phone call.
Would you excuse me for a moment?
Yes, of course.
Yes?
Mr. Castle, you wanted to report on Luke Spencer?
Yes, I do.
Yes, well, I checked with the men on the docks, the airport, the bus terminal, the train station, and all the car rental agencies. Luke Spencer did not leave town by any ordinary means of transportation.
What about his own car?
It's in the garage of his apartment. The only way he could have left the city was by hitchhiking. Shall we stay with it?
Of course. What about the girl?
You mean Laura Baldwin?
Yeah.
Shall we move on her now?
Yes, why not? I'm sorry, Leslie. Some European cables that required immediate answers.
The fascinating world of international commerce.
Not nearly so fascinating as what we were talking about before. You and your daughter, Laura.
Who is it?
Robert.
Come in here. I want to talk to you. What happened? Has something happened to Luke?
Laura, look, I'll give it to you straight. He's in a whole lot of danger now. Have you been in contact with him?
No, I haven't heard a word.
You're not lying to me. It's absolutely important that you're honest at this stage.
You're talking about honesty? Have you ever once been honest with me? Look, I want to know exactly what kind of danger Luke was in.
I can't tell you. All I can say is that there are a number of people involved.
What people?
Look, you have every right to be angry. I'm as concerned for his safety as you are at this point.
Oh, no. That's only more of your charming deceit, Robert. The glib little smile. It's all part of your bag of tricks, and it's not going to work with me anymore.
Laura,
I'm
please,
sick of all this mysterious behavior. You've had him tailed. You've pumped me for information about him. Alex hired him to find that stolen art object, and you've gotten more involved in the job than he has.
Listen, all these questions aren't helping anybody.
Well, it's helping me, because I'm just beginning to realize that you're just one big bundle of surprises. Why would Luke have to jam the elevator that day so that you wouldn't follow him?
What's the use?
And I was with you that day, when you picked the lock and you got into Luke's apartment to find out that he had been robbed. Luke keeps telling me that he's getting closer and closer to success, that he's going to get his big bonus, and now, all of a sudden, he just disappears.
Laura, look, if there was one thing in this world I could do for you, it'd be to answer all of your questions.
I have had it with you, Robert Xavier Scorpio. If that is your real name, I'm giving you one chance, one more chance to level with me. I want to know who you are and just what exactly you're doing with Luke. I want to know now.
Sorry, I can't tell you.
Then don't waste any more of my time, because I'm going to find out who you are. Don't try to stop me.
Laura, look.
Make yourself at home. I am leaving.
Laura!
May I help you?
Oh, I'm finished, thank you.
Well, then, may I ask what you're doing?
Well, a problem was reported in several of the offices, so what we're doing is we're checking them all out.
Oh, I see. Well, we can't afford to have our phone lines out.
Well, luckily there's no problem here.
Good. That's a relief.
Oh, if there's any follow-up, by the way, don't hesitate to call us and we'll be right back, okay?
All right, thank you. Luke. Luke, where are you? Good morning, Laura. Not for me, it isn't. Alex, I want you to level with me. I want to know where Luke is. Why? Hasn't he reported to work yet? Look, this isn't employer to employee. I think you know that. I want to know where he is. And I am going to find out. I promise. The man asked me to marry him. He would have been there if it were at all possible.
All I know is that Luke is not here, and neither is that black statue.
Just what is that black statue all about, Alex?
Well, why don't you ask Scorpio if you think he knows so much?
Because I'm asking you.
Aha! Well, that means that Scorpio wouldn't tell you now, doesn't it?
I'm not going to give up on this, Alex. I mean that.
If you're so worried about Luke Spencer, why don't you call up the Missing Persons Bureau? Because I certainly don't know where he is. I'm not Luke Spencer's keeper.